Awesome. Welcome, everybody. I am Ann Richmond, and I am ready to get into City of Kings.
And I am Frank from the City of Games, and I'm the designer and publisher of the City of Kings. So the City of Kings is a open world adventure kind of game. So you're all going to start in this kind of bottom left-hand corner, and as you play the game, you're going to explore across the map. So to start with, you're going to have all of these tiles in front of you, and they're all going to be face down, so you're not going to know what's there. But as you explore out, you're going to find different things. So you're going to find resource locations, you're going to find creatures, you're going to find quest locations, and it's kind of up to you how you want to interact with them.
Right.
At the start of the game, you'll get an objective that will tell you what the overall experience is going to be and what you need to achieve. But the rest of it is up to you of how do you use this world to achieve that goal.
These are basically character sheets, right?
That's correct, yeah. So there are 6 character sheets in the game. Each of them has 12 unique skills.
Okay.
But other than that, the characters are very similar in terms of like what you can do with them. This is for us a kind of MMORPG video game mixed with D&D. So you've kind of got that big open world adventure, but then you've kind of got the stat customization that kind of allows you to build characters. There are 7 stories, and each story has a continuing narrative that will progress through them. And when you get to story 2, you will start with kind of additional stats, and they will say to you, now we know you know how to play the game, then you can customize your character a little bit before you start playing.
That's super cool.
And then the later stories, you'll get more and more stats, and you'll start more powerful, and you can really kind of tailor yourself before you get going.
Do you see role-playing at the table?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a game where like there's a lot of narrative. There's over 20,000 words of written story in the game. And then there's a lot of kind of artwork and a lot of kind of pictures that we've designed to allow people to interpret them how they want to. So whilst our bosses have specific kind of standees to show you how they look, like our creatures are created from these different kind of banners.
Right.
And what this kind of means is, this is the faction of Hand of Vesh. And Hand of Vesh is a type of creature that Vesh has created, but all of those creatures visually look different based on how you create them as you play the game.
Right.
So we kind of allow players to discover how they want that creature to look, and kind of give them a guideline of kind of what it might look like.
Awesome. So when you're creating the creatures, it's like randomized stats, right?
So we have the stats are kind of the same, and they kind of progressively get harder, and you'll start with different ones, but then they get randomly generated abilities. So you'll have 3 ability bags, and in each of those bags there's kind of 50 different abilities in total, and you'll get different combinations. So one might shoot fire and teleport across the board, another one might try and grab you towards it and then spit poison in your face, and they all behave in different ways.
It's the kind of thing where even if you end up playing through, you said it was 7 stories, you can still come back and all the enemies that you're dealing with could be different.
Exactly, and that's the whole purpose of this game is obviously you build up your character, but as you explore out, because the map tiles are kind of modular, you're going to be shuffling them and placing them face down, which means each time you play, the things are going to be in different places, and then when you find creatures, they're going to have different abilities. So even if you play the same story over and over, it's going to feel like a kind of different adventure. So this is kind of the clock in the game, and as you play through the game, the clock is going to move on in every round. So this kind of shows you time evolving as you play. Once the turn has got round to midnight, if you've not returned victorious to the city, they start to lose hope. And if you run out of hope, then you lose the game. But if you complete certain objectives, then you can unlock more hope, which kind of acts as checkpoints to keep you progressing.
So you can like restore hope a little bit, but if so there are 2 ways to lose, right? Because there's hope and there's also morale.
Exactly, and morale is kind of your team lives. So this is a fully cooperative game, so we want players to kind of feel like they can work together. So if you die, we don't really want it to be a punishment. So what that means, if a player dies, their character gets moved back to the starting tile, but other than that, you just lose 1 morale. However, if the whole team loses 3 morale in total, you then lose the game.
There's so many components. I mean, when you open this box, it's like a treasure chest. But looking at the table here when it's all out and we're moving through all the different components that move gameplay around, it seems like it's pretty simple.
The game's really been designed where you can learn to play it very quickly. And if someone at the table knows the rules, then you can just get started with everyone else. You know, it's one of those games that you just learn as you go. You've got the guides to help you if there's things you need to look up, but it is that kind of discovery. And we really actually, we push players not to read too much before, because for me, when you explore, it's more exciting if you don't know what's there. And it's the same with the creature abilities. You know, there's 50 abilities in the bag. You don't need to learn them all. You can just take something out and look at it and kind of be like, what does this do? And it's that excitement of kind of like looking it up really quickly. It adds to the experience, you know?
Now, who is your favorite character to play as?
Oh, I can't answer that question.
Because they're all amazing.
I mean, for me, Earthshaker, who's the kind of the big kind of rock guy, the risen creature. For me, he's probably the character that I'm like most proudest of.
Yeah.
He's the one who kind of really is the symbol of the game.
Yeah.
A lot of people think he's the main character, and I think that for me, that does make me really kind of like him.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, it looks like there's something for everybody here at City of Kings.
Cool.
And we are so excited to start playing. So
Cool.
let's
Thank you
do
very
it.
much.
Thanks for having us.